Okay, so here we are starting off with the Chanel LeBlanc primer, and I've been loving this stuff. It really smooths everything out, and then we're starting with the Shape Tape, and I'll have the color of this down below, and this is the matte, sorry, the matte version. And so I'm using the Bobbi Brown full coverage brush, and you'll see when I'm putting this on, you know, it's the first time, so I'm kind of evaluating as I go. And this is not one of those foundations that gives me that instant, yummy, I'm gonna love this feeling. The color is a little, I don't know, it ends up looking good. It might be a little bit off, but I didn't like the way it looked, so I'm putting a little bit more on. And I started noticing that it wasn't like going into my skin. It was like sitting on top of it. So I was looking at it and looking at it, and I decided to go to the bathroom, take it all off, and scrub my face. So I scrubbed it with this Suki scrub, which is incredible. So I decided to start again because I was thinking maybe my skin was so flaky or, you know, something that's why it wasn't sitting well on my skin. So I completely washed my face, scrubbed it, toned it, and then I'm starting over with the Chanel LeBlanc that has worked with, gosh, at least 3 other of my foundations. And then I go in again with the Tarte. And this time I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll try it with the Beauty Blender. I got it in my hair. And you have to excuse me, I have a cold. But so I put it on again, and I am using my Beauty Blender. And I would say it looked a little bit better just because it didn't have as much like of the brush strokes and the texture in it, but it just never did. I've only had a few foundations that have done this. Seems like that Chanel Vita Lumiere, the one that you have to shake in the little square bottle, seems like it did this too. And the Dior Nude Air did this. It's like it won't go on my skin. It's almost like it just sits on top, just waiting to lift off, you know? And it's like it shifts into my smile lines and everything else. So, you'll see, I made it work. And from a distance, it looked good. But even, after, gosh, I mean, not probably an hour after I did it, you could just see all the creases. So I thought, going along with the Shape Tape, I would use my Shape Tape concealer. And I believe this is the light sand. And it's probably too light because this foundation is light. But I was just trying to, kind of stay with the brand. And so I blended that in with the Beauty Blender. And I really love the Shape Tape concealer. It seems totally different to me. The concealer really, goes right into my skin. But it just seemed like the foundation was a totally different formula. So I blended that all in. Tried to anyway. I'm just using what's left on the sponge. Took it across my eyelids. Okay, then I'm going in with, I just got this yesterday. It's the Fenty Beauty Contour Stick. And I can't remember the name. I'll put it down below. And I liked it. I'll have to use it again to give my final opinion. And I'll have to use it with a foundation that I like a little bit better. But I did like that it blended in well. And it wasn't, didn't go all over the place, but yet it did blend in well. And the color's pretty. So I would have to say it's okay. But right now I'm thinking, goodness gracious, what am I going to do to look better? I felt like a ghost. And so I was trying to kind of like add some more dimension onto my face, because you guys know I like contour. I don't like a all one color face. So just doing that around my jawline, trying to add something. Okay, now I've got the sheer powder brush, and I'm trying to use this Bear Pro, and this is a sandalwood. And this is the one that is the closest color to the Laura Mercier Classic Beige. But as you can see, I cannot get it to go on. You know, it's like the powder, I don't know if I just shouldn't use this brush, if I should use like a stiffer kabuki brush to get more product. But you'll see it's like I try and try and try, and I can't get any to go on my face. So I just tried and tried to go over it, and then I end up just giving up and going and getting my Laura Mercier Classic Beige, and you'll see how quick and how pretty it looks just instantly. I mean, it just adds the perfect amount of color. So I'm either going to have to use a different brush with that other, or I was thinking about maybe taking it to just the drugstore and just looking at like the Maybelline Fit Me powders and stuff like that to see if there's one over there that I like. Okay, this is the Laura Mercier Highlight Matte Radiance 01, and I'm using just an angled brush, and I just love this just on the top of my cheeks. It's really just such a good everyday highlight. I mean, it's just not that sparkly, just adds a little bit of highlight and a little bit of brightness. It's just a good one. Okay, this is the Studio Fix Powder NC45, and the brush I'm using is discontinued. It's just it was a limited edition MAC brush. And I'm just trying to, I'm using this as a bronzer. I'm trying to salvage this look and bring some warmth back in my face. Okay, now I'm thinking, what am I going to do? So I go on to my eyelids, and I'm doing the Urban Decay Minor Sin Primer Potion. And then this is something I've started doing when I can remember to do it, and it helps so much, is wipe your eyebrows and get that foundation out of your eyebrows. And if you're like me, you barely have to do anything to them, because I didn't realize how much is on your eyebrows. And so then you can just barely fill them in. So I am taking, oh gosh, this is the neatest product. It is a Laura Mercier shadow stick, and I think it's called Bare something, Bare Canvas, but I love it. I mean, look how easy it is. You just go across your eye and then barely blend it out, and it is the perfect no shadow shadow. And I had even brought some shadows out in case I felt like I needed to put something over it, and you don't. I really enjoyed wearing it by itself. So this was probably the winner of this, and There's Something Coming Up that really saved the look. If it hadn't probably been for these two products, I probably wouldn't even post this, but I really recommend that shadow stick. And there's one that's a little bit darker, and then there's one that's darker and warmer, but I just love that. I don't know if you're like me, but I've always looked for something I could wear as a no shadow that gave me enough definition. Okay, now this is the Smashbox Angled Brow, and I'm just using the Anastasia taupe, and I'm just barely filling in my brows, nothing spectacular, just making them look a little bit better. I think Bridget had come to see me. John and I both have been sick. He's been home all week, so that's why I decided to do just a voiceover, because he was watching his stuff and walking around, and I wanted to be considerate and not have to close him in the room. So, okay, now I'm just putting clear Anastasia brow gel. Right about now, I remember thinking, oh, I'm not posting this. But, you know, it's just the way it is. Okay, this is just a little random brush. I think it's an Old Sigma brush, and it's Urban Decay Midnight Cowboy. And it's just such a good one when you want to put that just a little bit of inner highlight, nothing crazy and blingy, but just a little bit. And okay, this is one of my favorite blushes. It's Burberry Earthy, and I was just thinking I just kept thinking I needed something else to make my face look better. So I put that on, and that's a good one. Okay, I decided to do my lips. This is the L'Oreal Matist, I think is the name of it. And on its own, it's a good lip liner. I mean, they last a long time. They go on like a dream. And I was going to put it on with this new, or I did put it on with a new Chanel lipstick that I bought. It's the first time I've used it. And you'll see what I go through with my lips here, which is very typical of me. It's very typical for me to go through, unless it's something I already know that I love, I can go through 2 or 3 lip combos before I leave the house. And right off the bat, I didn't like that. So I took it off, and then I went and got Lancome Ideal, because usually I love Ideal with everything. It's just that I try to use something different in case you guys don't like it. You know, just trying to come up with some different things. So I put on Ideal, and then I put it on again. And I think I remember thinking it looked okay, but I still wasn't wowed. And yes, I said that's better. I really like my lip combo. And so here I had already decided, even though it was better, I didn't like it. So then I figured, gosh, well, I've got enough lip liner on now, just stained. I'm just going to put the lipstick on, which is a really pretty neutral color. I think I was listening to the news. I must have looked back at something. But look how pretty that eyeshadow is, just on its own. So pretty. Okay, now I am using the MAC Blitz and Glitz gel liner. And I think just because it's cold outside or something, for some reason today it just seemed hard to work with. It might have been because of that shadow stick. Might have grabbed it a little bit more than maybe a powder shadow would have. But so after several, little wing adjustments, I did my wings. I passed a girl at Belk yesterday that had the most beautiful makeup, and she had her wings, and she had them connected kind of to the bottom. And I used to do that a lot, and so I kind of did that a little bit today, just with what was left on my brush. So here I am doing the other side, and just connecting it back and pulling it over, and then just filling it in. But Blitz and Glitz is kind of like an off black, because it's supposed to have like little gold shimmer in it. You really don't see that. It just ends up being a soft off black. It's really probably my favorite gel liner. So I'm getting that straight. I go back and forth from the pen to a gel liner to a liquid liner. I like them all. The art liner, that's another one of my favorites. That's probably one of the easiest ones. And then I'm putting what's left on the brush underneath my lashes. So it's just a little bit. Okay, this is the other great thing, and I will put the name of them down below. But I started off with the Dior Pump and Volume. Then I went to the Extended Play Giga Black on the bottom lashes. And I did trim off about 2 little sections of those lashes. And while I was letting the glue dry, I put a little bit of this Maybelline Dream Lumi in the color Radiant. That always, no matter what, that's always a good last step. Just brightens up. Okay, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Pressed Powder. Just right in those areas that I could get oily. Okay, and then I'm going to put on these lashes, and they are so pretty. I mean, they are just gorgeous. If it weren't for the lashes and that shadow stick, it would have been just a bust of a makeup day. But a good pair of lashes will pull you through. And I got these at Walgreens. So I want to go back and get some more. I don't know if they're, how long they'll be available. And they aren't super expensive. The ends that I cut off, Brooke can use. I always give those to her. Okay, so you can see I still was not happy with that lip combo. So I took a MAC wipe and just tried my best to wipe everything off of my lips. And I was determined I was going to like my lip combo. So I ended up putting on a couple of products that one of my subscribers told me about. It's a new collection from Revlon. I believe it's called Color Match or Color something. And this is the lip liner called Spicy. And then I cannot remember what the lipstick is called. There's two nudes in the collection, and I got them both. And this is one of them I'm about to use. But like I said, I'll put everything down below. And it ended up looking really pretty. And then I ended up using, see, it's a real pretty, it was a peachy one and a pink one. This is the pink one. I think it might be called Bear Pink or something. I'm not sure. But, and then Kevin Aquan had sent me some really pretty sparkly lip glosses. So I pulled one out and used it, and it really just perfected that lip. It's the prettiest icy lilac-y pink color. And it really made everything come together. I think I'm going to use that. Yeah, much better. So that is it. Thank you for watching.